Good day, everyone. I am Angel Claire Maicon Trezona, currently pursuing Bachelor of Secondary major in English, studying at Norso Shatten campus. So for today's discussion, we will be discussing about curriculum implementation in the Philippine context, research on curriculum development, local and international. So now let us first discuss what is curriculum development. So curriculum development is a systematic process of selecting, organizing, implementing, and evaluating learning experiences to meet the needs, interests, and the abilities of the learners within the context of the society. So now let us move on to the researches on curriculum development. We will be focusing in the Basic Education Curriculum 2002 implemented by the Department of Education or also known as DepEd. The goal of these is to produce learners who are functionally literate, value-laden, and equipped with essential life skills, but with the core values makabayan, makatao, makakalikasan, at makabansa. The demands of learning in environment is first we have here the objectives. The objectives are expressed in terms of competencies and knowledge, skills, and attitudes. Objectives must align with DepEd's K-12 curriculum standards and be competency-based. Second is the content. Content must be relevant, contextualized, and culturally responsive, making learning meaningful to students. Third, we have here materials. Instructional materials must be multisensory to cater the diverse learning styles with limited budgets in Philippine public schools. Teachers often adapt low-cost and locally available materials. For the last one, we have teaching learning process. The process must be learner-centered, with students actively constructing knowledge rather than passively receiving information. Strategies include collaborative learning, inquiry-based learning, and differentiated instructions. The K-12 curriculum uses the spiral progression approach in subjects like science and math, requiring active learner engagement and continuous reinforcement of skills across grade levels. Now we have here the current trends and issues of Philippine curriculum. First is the Filipino learner in 2018 Program for International Student Assessment or PISA, a worldwide study by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development that examines students' knowledge in reading, mathematics, and science, released a result wherein the Philippines ranked last reading comprehension among 79 participating countries. The second is the budget for education. Although it has been mandated by the Philippine Constitution for the government to allocate the highest proportion of its government to education, the Philippines remains to have one of the lowest budgets allocation to education among Asian countries. Next is we have the deteriorating quality of education. There are multiple factors which have led to low educational standards. Poor quality of education is due to the low government budget for education, poor quality of teachers, poor management of schools, poor school facilities such as laboratory and library facilities, the content of curriculum, inadequate books, and science. So now we will be moving to the researches on curriculum development in foreign and international. It examines the current state tertiary level international curriculum and provides groundwork for future research aimed at ongoing needs. Recognized is the premise that existing international curricular programs require maintenance. So now we will be moving to the researches on curriculum development. Internalization is an undeniable characteristic of contemporary society. It has permeated every corner of every aspect of every culture around the world. Very few niche or small-scale organizations exist in local environments. By contrast, one would be hard-pressed to name a large organization that has not crossed at least several borders in some or all of its operation. According to Skurman 2000, introduced an institution-wide framework whereby schools may move towards internalizations. Three specific characteristics were proposed: institutional commitment, organizational leadership, and the resource availability. According to the author, any school successfully moving towards internalization will display these three characteristics. The author goes on to describe the micro and the macro examples of how internalization actually implemented. Micro examples include challenges in university services, such as the students' services, information technology, and management. Now we have internalization for the faculty, according to whom 2000 provides an interesting case study whereby professionals from two schools, the Hong Kong Polytechnic and the University of Warwick, enrolled in the exchange program. The author describes how the students' learnings were twofold. They learned how to perform technical skills from the point of view of the other culture, and they gained significant exposure to the host culture. Another author is Colbert 2010, Faculty Development in Diversity Issues for the Purpose of Strengthening the International Program. This idea is culturally responsive teaching is supported as a primary mechanism for leading any sort of study that may immediately or eventually take the form of an international curriculum and was evidenced in a series of workshops outlined in the paper. Next, we have the internalization for students, and according to Mahon 2007, describes the teaching abroad program as catalyst for development of the emerging teacher. Other works describes study abroad programs, strictly for the benefit of undergraduate business students. Utsumi 2005 offers an interesting mechanism targeting global education and ultimately global peace. The use of advanced telecommunications, including the Internet, the author states, if global peace is ever to be achieved, global scale education, with the use of the modern digital telecommunication, will be needed to create mutual understanding among nations, cultures, ethnic groups, and religions.